Welcome back everybody. My name's Martin Stead and this is the third instalment in how to prepare for and perform well at interviews, and we're looking at interview performance. Employers say they're looking for these main sorts of things. So in nursing recruiters, they're looking for good communication skills, personality, problem solving skills, etc. That's what they are wanting to take away from your interview performance. Your goal at interview is to be able to convince them that you can do all those things. And these will be done with your STAR stories and the evidence that you provide in them. Just a refresher, what is STAR? It's situation, task, action and result. You want to put the interviewer where you were when the event happened, where you demonstrated that skill. What were you trying to do? What did you do? And the result. And importantly, focus on what you did, not what we did. I hear a lot of students talk about we. In fact, all the interviewer is interested in is what did you do in that situation. To make a STAR story really well, you can't go past concrete examples. Make sure you set out the answer according to situation, task, action, result. It's just easier for the people listening to you to follow your story. If they can't follow your story or your answer, then they don't know what to make of it. And make sure you give enough detail so that they can actually imagine you doing the things you've said you were going to do. Your prospectus, or the graduate prospectus, says that these are the sort of things we're looking for mainly, and you should be able to provide examples around all of these, including others using the STAR structure. There is a before, during and an after to every interview, and let's talk about each of those in turn now. So the before, in addition to doing all of the research, role, organisation, profession, and preparing your STAR stories, you want to be very clear about where you need to be for the interview. When is it exactly? Don't be late. Don't be that person who goes to the wrong part of the hospital only to find you need to walk right across the other side of the campus. Dress is important. Rhonda, what can you say about dress for nursing students?
Thank you, Martin. It should be professional. I recommend business casual or a suit if you have one. Some employers are happy to accept student nurses in their student nurse uniform and wouldn't find that negatively, but you must absolutely be professional looking, you must be appropriate, it mustn't be too revealing or too outrageous. And remember that you are going to be the face of the organisation when you're dressing, so you may find individual information about a certain area's preferred dress code in their information, and an example would be some private facilities will not accept visible tattoos, for example, so please be guided by this. Hair, makeup, all of those things should be muted and really well presented.
Thanks, Rhonda. So you've got there on time, you're dressed professionally. What actually happens in the interview? They're going to welcome you, introduce themselves to you by name. Most often it's customary to have the handshake and then they'll get into it. You've done all the preparation work, you've got your STAR stories, you need to just work through that. It's okay to have documentation with you at hand during an interview. Don't feel you can't have some notes beside you, but don't read from your notes. They're expecting you to know your story better than anybody else, and that's really what you're doing. Good communication skills will be demonstrated in that way. Rhonda, do you have anything else to say there?
I think go back to your nursing experiences. You know about solar, you know about good communication, you know about body language. Make sure you portray that you're open, that you're enthusiastic, that you're keen. It's very okay for you to say, excuse me, can you repeat the question again, or can you just give me a second to think about that one? An interviewer will expect you to be a bit nervous and they'll understand that. So, gather yourself, regroup and go for, your best answer that you can do.
Thanks, Rhonda. The advice I give to everybody is remember an interview is a business conversation. It's a meeting, not an interrogation. They're there to find out about you. You should be there to find out about the job and them as well. So have confidence that you already have something they're looking for. Otherwise, you wouldn't be at the interview. So take some confidence away from that. After the interview, there's a few things people can do, and there might be some things that are specific to nursing students. Rhonda, can you just talk briefly about what you think people should do after their interview?
I think it's really important to ask for feedback. You always need to ask for feedback so that you can then go to the next interview well prepared and ready to address those issues if indeed there were any issues. The other thing is that whilst you might not, if you are part of the graduate portal, send a note of thanks to the interviewer, you might do that if you are individually applying to separate ward areas, Although having said that, somebody I know in the past who didn't get a graduate position did indeed send a note to thank the interviewer and reminded them to keep them in mind for the future. They then subsequently went away, got employed by an agency, got some experience in various places, and then reminded the area that they now had some experiences, that they're still interested, and the next time there was some jobs advertised, they applied and they were successful. So it's always good to be kept in mind.
Thanks, Rhonda. So that's how you perform an interview, before, during and after. What is there left to do? Simply this: practice, practice, practice. There is no substitute when it comes to performing at interview. If you've got any questions, come and talk to us at Careers and Employment Service. We're more than happy to help. Thank you.